Nobody could have predicted it. Not even the producers who claim they've seen it all. 1 minute, Scrappy was filming therapy scenes with Bambi, pretending to patch up their broken marriage for the cameras, and the next minute, he was in Miami, grinning ear to ear, dressed in a crisp white shirt, holding the hand of a woman whose name hadn't been mentioned in months, Erica Dixon. But there weren't any paparazzi around. No production trucks, no sound guy clipping mics under suits, just Scrappy, Erica, and a justice of the peace, standing in the middle of a courthouse like they were about to finalize a tax document instead of rewriting the future. No rings were exchanged on camera. No vows were shouted to the world. But what did get stamped that day, officially, legally, was a marriage license. And it was that paper, that one sheet of cold truth, that would become the trigger to the biggest collapse in love and hip-hop history, because Scrappy wasn't just cheating. He wasn't just reconnecting. He had secretly married the woman Bambi had always feared most. And he did it while still filming like nothing happened. For a while, the secret held. It wasn't perfect. There were whispers, late-night sightings, and that one clip of Scrappy dodging relationship questions during a live show, but no one had proof. And in this world, rumors are just noise until the receipts drop. Enter Tasha K, the queen of chaos. The woman who thrives on turning whispers into wildfires. She had been quiet for a few weeks, too quiet, and people assumed she was laying low after that last lawsuit, but in reality, she had been waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment to let the bomb detonate. A courthouse clerk in Atlanta had slid into her DMIs weeks ago with a pixelated document. At first glance, it looked fake, too messy, too blurry. But Tasha K, being the master of mess that she is, didn't ignore it. She verified the clerk, checked the state records, cross-referenced the date stamps, and when it all lined up, she booked her glam, poured a glass of wine, and hit go live. The vlog was titled, "Exclusive, Scrappy married his ex while Bambi was filming therapy." And from the moment she pressed play, the internet never recovered. Y'all ready? She purred into the camera, smiling like she'd just won a war, because what I'm about to show you will flip this entire franchise upside down. She held up the paper. Circled names, dates, legal seals, everything. You see this? This ain't no rumor. This ain't no storyline. This is marriage. Mr. Scrappy, while he was crying on your TV screens about his marriage with Bambi, was out here starting a new one with Erica Dixon. And guess what? Bambi ain't know. Producers ain't know. But now, everybody knows. The internet exploded. Within 20 minutes, the video was trending. Within an hour, Scrappy married Erica was a Twitter moment. Instagram bloggers flooded their timelines with screen grabs. Commenters went rabid. Ain't no way. Bambi gonna faint. Tasha got the devil in her, but damn if she ain't consistent. Bambi, unfortunately, found out like the rest of us from her phone. She wasn't scrolling casually either. She was in glom, getting ready to film a confessional about how she and Scrappy had been rebuilding trust. Her makeup artist noticed the energy shift first. Bambi had gone, still no eye contact, no small talk, just staring at her phone like it had punched her in the chest. And then, without saying a word, she stood up, knocked over a chair, and walked straight out of the building. The cameras were rolling by then. Production scrambled. One PA chased her down the hallway, whispering, "Please, Bambi, let's talk about it on camera. We can set up a safe scene." But she wasn't listening. She hit the parking lot, flung open her car door, and screamed. Not cried, screamed. A guttural, rage-soaked sound that echoed down the lot like a car alarm. She didn't care about filming, didn't care about contracts, didn't care about how it would look. Because in that moment, Bambi didn't feel like a cast member. She felt like a woman who had been played publicly, privately, professionally. The producers had a choice: protect her, or use it. And in true VH1 fashion, they chose option 2. They didn't just let the footage roll, they leaned into it, they framed it. Cut to clips of Scrappy promising therapy. Cut to scenes of Bambi crying about fighting for love. Cut to old reunion footage where Erica Dixon said, "He always comes back to me." Suddenly, the season wasn't just messy, it was sinister. The betrayal was baked into the edit. And Bambi had no control over the narrative. So she flipped the script. She disappeared. Stopped coming to set. Blocked production numbers. Refused to answer reunion prep calls. She didn't want an apology. She wanted accountability. And most of all, she wanted the truth out, her version. Meanwhile, Erica Dixon played it cool. Too cool. No statements. No interviews. Just vibes. She posted a soft photo dump, beaches, smoothies, a candle with the caption, "Clean energy, only," but nestled in the last slide. A close-up of her hand. Ring finger front and center. No tags, no captions. Just a glittering diamond and a well-manicured middle finger to the world. Fans knew exactly what she was doing. "This a soft serve clapback," one commenter wrote. Erica always knew she'd win. And maybe she did. Because while Bambi was spiraling, Erica was sitting in silence, secure in a marriage nobody had the guts to admit out loud, but silence never lasts in this world, especially when Tasha K has more ammunition. And the real blow hadn't landed yet. Because what she dropped next wasn't just a document. It was video. The video wasn't supposed to leak, not yet. Not before VH1 could build a narrative around it, not before they could soften the blow with music cues and slow fades and pre-approved confessionals. But this wasn't a production leak. This was a revenge leak. And whoever dropped it wanted blood. The footage was grainy, black and white, time-stamped, 3 months back, and silent except for the sound of heartbreak echoing through the internet. It showed Scrappy and Erica Dixon walking out of a hotel suite, hands intertwined, laughing. Matching rings. No disguises. Just comfort, familiarity, and intimacy that didn't need words. He kissed her temple. She fixed his collar. She looked around nervously and whispered something. His head dipped, nodding, smirking, and then they walked down the hallway like they'd just sealed a pact, not in public, but in secret. Like they were proud of hiding it. But it wasn't the affection that caused the firestorm. It was the date stamp. The footage was captured, while Scrappy was still publicly pretending to fight for his marriage with Bambi. The footage went viral within hours. Every major blog had it on their homepage. Twitter threads hit 100,000 likes before sunrise. TikTok detectives were zooming in on luggage tags, timestamps, even hallway carpet patterns to confirm the hotel. One user cross-referenced Erica Dixon's nail design from the video with an old Instagram post and confirmed the exact week it was filmed. Another fan uploaded a clip of Scrappy crying in a therapy session with Bambi, aired just 2 days after the leaked video's date. The betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was premeditated, scripted, layered, and suddenly, everything about Scrappy started to feel like a performance. Bambi watched it in silence the first time. No tears, no breakdown, just silence. By the third loop, she was pacing. By the fifth, she was calling her attorney. And by the seventh, she was typing. The Instagram caption was short but loaded. "You ever loved someone who wore a mask the whole time? No name, no tags." But everyone knew. Her DMs filled instantly. Fans, producers, castmates. Some with sympathy. Some with shock. Some with audacity. One text came from Erica Banks, reading, "Girl, just saw the tape. This can't be real." Another from Yandi said, "Tell me what you need. I got you." But Bambi didn't want sympathy. She wanted a stage. And she told production, clearly and coldly, "You want a reunion? I'll give you one. But if I speak, y'all better not cut a single word." Behind the scenes, production was in chaos. Editors were rushing to recut episodes. Publicists were trying to buy time. One source claimed VH1 even reached out to Scrappy's camp asking if he'd be willing to address the footage in a controlled environment. Controlled. That word was a joke now. Because control had been obliterated. The show was no longer shaping the story. The internet was, and the reunion was now a live grenade, just waiting for someone to pull the pin. The producers' only hope was to contain the blast, but what they didn't know was that Bambi had already lit the fuse. She walked into the reunion taping like a woman with nothing left to lose. No glom, no designer gown. Just a black jumpsuit, fresh nails, and eyes so swollen from crying they didn't bother with mascara. When the cameras rolled, there was no hug, no fake smile, no pretending. She looked straight at Scrappy and said, "I hope you're proud. You didn't just break a family, you broke a legacy. And you did it wearing a mic pack." The room went still. Even the host couldn't interrupt. And Scrappy, to his credit, didn't try to deny it. But what he said next only made it worse. "I ain't know how to tell you without hurting you." That sentence alone detonated the set. Bambi stood up. "You mean to tell me you married another woman while sleeping in my bed? And the only thing stopping you from telling me was not wanting to hurt me? You hurt me every day, Scrappy. Every damn day you lied to me while making me film scenes, where I had to defend you." Erica Dixon, seated smugly on the other side of the couch, finally opened her mouth. I didn't ask for this drama. I didn't want none of this. I just married my daughter's father. That's my right. Bambi snapped. You knew he was mine when you took him back. Don't play holy now. You ain't no victim, sis. You a co-conspirator. Tasha K., seated in the front row as a special commentator, let out a small laugh. Not the co-conspirator line. Girl, who? And just like that, the reunion turned from reality TV to live public trial. Except the judge was gone, and the jury was the world. Then it happened. Bambi, shaking, pulled a second envelope from her purse. Y'all think this is the twist? Baby, there's a whole subplot coming. She handed it to the host, who opened it slowly, confused. It was another legal document. Another marriage application. But the name on the bride's line wasn't Bambi, and it wasn't Erica, it was someone else. A third woman, Jade M., a woman allegedly from Miami. The host paused. Wait, what is this? Bambi crossed her legs and delivered the knockout line, while he was promising me love and giving Erica a ring. He was trying to get another girl a whole wedding dress. I found this in his email. Dated before their courthouse wedding. The man's a serial groom, not a husband, a collector. Screams erupted. The audience lost control. Production tried to pause, but no one cared anymore. Even Erica Dixon looked stunned. Wait, who is Jade? She whispered off mic. Scrappy stood up, sweating, grabbing his mic like he was about to explain. But there was no explanation big enough, no words slick enough, and Bambi had only just begun. The fallout wasn't just messy, it was biblical. By the time the reunion taping wrapped, Scrappy was pacing back and forth in a rented trailer, gripping his phone like it owed him an explanation. His Instagram was flooded with broken heart emojis, snake gifs, and women tagging each other saying, "This why you don't trust no man with a fade and a mic check." His endorsement deals were backing out one by one, first the cologne line, then the liquor brand. A production assistant whispered to someone from wardrobe, he just found out the label's dropping him, too. Inside the studio, the cast sat in silence. Even the ones who'd once defended him, Erica Banks, Jock, even Kendrick, kept their mouths shut, because when a man's mask falls that loud, nobody wants to be caught standing behind it. But the silence didn't last. Tasha K., still riding the high from breaking the story of the year, went live again before she even left the parking lot. In the back seat of her car, glam half done, she smiled into the camera like she'd just won a championship. Y'all saw it, you heard it, and baby, we ain't done. She dropped voice notes, real ones allegedly, from the third woman, Jade M., the Miami stylist Scrappy tried to secretly marry before Erica. He told me they weren't together. He said the Erica wedding was for legal stuff, and that I was the one he really loved. Her voice cracked. She sounded young, confused. Then came the Cash App screenshots, dinner receipts, flight bookings, hotel confirmation emails, with Scrappy's name at the top and hers at the bottom. The web of lies had no beginning or end. It just wrapped around everyone and pulled tight. Bambi, meanwhile, was the only one moving quietly. She didn't need to go live. She didn't need to scream. The reunion had already done the screaming. For her, her silence was strategic, sharp, a pause before the final slash. When she did speak again, it wasn't on Instagram, it was in a pre-recorded sit-down interview with a Black-owned streaming platform. The set was minimalist. One chair, one camera, no music. Just Bambi, in a plain tee and jeans, no lashes, no filter, and what she said shook every corner of reality television. I wasn't angry he cheated. I was angry that he used me to sell it. He made me a character in a story where I never got the script. I defended him. I forgave him. I filmed scenes. That made me look crazy when I was the only one telling the truth. This wasn't just betrayal. This was broadcasted abuse. Then came the bombshell. And if VH1 wants to sue me for saying that, tell them to send the papers. I got a legal team now. I got peace now. The clip went viral before the full interview even dropped. Memes flooded TikTok. Fans posted side-by-side clips of Bambi crying in therapy, while Scrappy snuck off to marry someone else. Hashtags like #TheLastWife and #Bambi deserved better started trending. For the first time in years, the audience didn't just watch her, they believed her, and that belief hit harder than any edit. VH1 went into full PR lockdown. One insider said the reunion finale was being radically restructured. Another said they were considering pulling Scrappy from the cast entirely, but the damage was already done. Paparazzi caught him outside Frost Bistro, alone. hoodie pulled low, visibly agitated. Witnesses say he was cursing into his phone and told a security guard, "They *****ing set me up." But there was no setup. Just exposure. Years of secrets, lies, and contradictions finally pushed into the light. Erica Dixon, for her part, vanished from filming. She ghosted producers. Sent a brief email saying she wouldn't return for pickups. But that didn't stop Bambi from dropping one final blow. She uploaded a carousel to her feed photos of her children, screenshots of old text messages from Scrappy saying, "You're the only woman I trust with my name," and at the end, a blurry photo of Scrappy on the phone with what appeared to be Erica while still living in Bambi's house. The caption, "If you ever doubt a woman's silence, remember, she's not ignoring you, she's collecting." That line became a rallying cry. Fans printed it on shirts. Celebs reposted it. Even Taraji P. Henson dropped a comment with 3 clapping emojis. And just like that, Bambi was no longer the crying wife on screen. She was a movement. She signed a deal with a streaming platform for a new docuseries called The Last Wife, From Betrayal to Brand. Her Instagram bio changed from TV personality to author, advocate, architect of my own peace. Scrappy, he tried to bounce back. Uploaded a 3-minute apology video in his car with the caption, "Just let me speak." But the views were brutal. The top comment read, "You had a whole wedding and still showed up to therapy. You don't need healing, you need handcuffs." The final scene wasn't filmed on set. It wasn't even scripted. It happened weeks later, when Jade M. the mystery bride posted a letter to her own Instagram story. Just text on a black screen. "I was 26. He told me he loved me. He said Erica didn't matter. He said Bambi was just TV. He promised me a wedding. I didn't know I was just his next escape route." The post ended with, "I've blocked him now. Healing starts today." And that was the end. Or maybe the beginning. Because while Scrappy faded into silence, and Erica retreated into luxury, and Jade disappeared from the conversation, Bambi stood tall. Not just as a survivor, but as a woman who was never weak to begin with, just weaponized by a world that needed her to be. And when they tried to make her a storyline, she flipped the script and made it a legacy.